So this is a battle on Outpost. I'm in my Tier 4 M5A1 Stuart, which is a Chinese light tank. I happen to be sitting next to the American version, the M5 Stuart. I happen to like the Chinese version better. This is on the Outpost map, which is one of the newer maps. And if you look at the mini-map, Outpost has a center castle area where tanks battle for control so that they can, if they can control this area, you can get shots. I'm going to pause the countdown for a second. You can get shots into the town on this side of the map, or in the enemy base, or over into the field. I'm not really able to battle anybody for dominance in the middle in a low-tier light tank, so I'm going to use my vision to try to spot enemy forces as they're coming around this corner. I'm going to take up a position in the bushes around here on the ridgeline. In this game, I generally do a lot of passive scouting because I find that it's too risky in these situations to do a lot of active scouting and just run around and get shot. So that's the initial plan here. Now, while I'm moving into position, I am looking at the mini-map, and I see that most of my forces are moving towards the other town in the north, and I almost consider turning around, but then I see that I have a Su-76 coming with me. I don't like to be alone on one flank or another, especially in a low-tier tank. In a light tank that's not that fast, I can't escape, but since he's coming with me, I'm going to start looking around to see if I can't spot anything and get some assisted damage. I really don't want to go further than this bush right here, because if I go around that corner when I run into a pack of enemy forces, it's going to be game over. So here comes the Luke's doing an active scouting run. Looks like he also is being cautious. Oh, look at that. Pigs! It's the first time I've ever noticed there's pigs on this map. Now, I really shouldn't have taken that shot. It's easy to get spotted once you fire. Even if you're in a bush, you lose a lot of your camouflage. In overhead view, I'm looking. I see that Wolverine is pushing, so I decide to retreat and take cover behind one of these buildings. I was going to go to the right, then I decided I'm going to go to the left and see if I can't put him in a crossfire. I've got good cover here. So I peek out. He's not looking at me. Unfortunately, my Italian tank destroyer gets taken out by artillery, so once again I'm alone on this flank. So I'm going to stay back and try to do a little spotting, see if anybody else is rushing around the corner. So I feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't see anyone else coming after me. So I start creeping back up again along the bush line. Now, here comes a Matilda. Matildas are slow, they have a lot of armor. I don't really think I can pen him, so I decide not to shoot and maybe see if artillery can, if I can spot for artillery. Now, T-28 comes up. Not sure what's going to happen yet. Just waiting to see what they're planning on doing. And again, this is a situation where patience is important. And you want to preserve your health, especially in a light tank, until later in the game. So I see they're pushing again. I'm going to retreat again. Again, I'm thinking about going left. I still feel like there's not much on my side, but I see that Samavante has moved into position. And back up to see if I can get a shot on the C-28. I'm unable to. Now there's 3 enemy forces moving in around this corner. And I come over here to see if I can get a shot on that T-28. He's in some kind of gully, so I'm not able to get a shot on him. I look around, I don't see anyone else. And then Artie takes out the T-28. So now, in this battle for dominance, which is really what's going on here, for this ridge, this hill right here, I move back up into position. And then I see I got spotted by the Matilda. He's really only on 52 health. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe if I, stay low and, just try and get him to peak, might be able to take him out. He's, got less health than my damage of 70. I have about 70 damage per shot. And he doesn't look like he wants to do it. I should have shot at him and bounced, and then maybe he'd have pulled out to shoot at me. And with my quick reload, I might have been able to take him out. I really didn't think of it at the time. I don't believe he's going to push since he's so low on health, and it's a relatively slow tank. So, I'm looking at him, and I'm also looking at the minimap and watching what my team is doing on the other side. So I'm starting to think here, not really going to get much more done. I don't think that Luke's is going to keep poking up. I mean, I don't know why he would. So I start looking at these two guys over on this side of the map and trying to figure out the game is currently 6-6. What are they doing? And I notice they start pulling up. So if they do that, they're going to possibly light this T-40 or this T-78. So I want to get in a position to see if I can't get a shot on either of them. And that's where situational awareness is, helps in this game. And at this point, I realize I don't really want to push into these two, so I'm going to reposition and see if I can help these two guys, this Churchill 3 and this T-34, and maybe we can together push around on this side. But the Churchill goes down. And I still want to see if I can help the T-34. I'm a little bit worried about getting spotted crossing here. It doesn't happen. So now T-34 goes down, but I'm in a pretty good position to shoot this this M5A1. I backed up because I thought he was going to stick his gun up and shoot at me, but he didn't. Try to hit him in the engine, set him on fire. Doesn't work, but I figure he's low enough on health, I'm going for it. And if you notice, I load HE shells here, which I missed my first shot. I thought I could do more damage and pen him. I didn't. And so I realized that was a mistake. I switched to APCR, and we trade blows, and I take him out, but I lose most of my health doing it, and now it's 9-9. And in comes an Artie round, and immediately I think that he's right behind me, and I'm going to go after Artie. Then I realize that there's a stug over here, and I probably don't want to just go driving around in the open field looking for Artie, so I go to the edge of the map and I start looking for bushes to try to spot in. And, this is where World of Tanks gets interesting, where you probe and you try to find opportunities. But I'm relatively alone over here. I still have two tank destroyers really far back. I don't want to push too far up. And I'm low on health as well. And then I see this Luke's pop on the minimap right here, so I decide I'm going to wait for him. And at this point I take cover. my 2 tank destroyers are moving up, and I'm thinking, well, should I leave or should I stay here? And in comes an arty round. I think if I had to do this again, I would have left and gone back here. But at the time, I was thinking they're going to come up and shoot anybody who comes to try to dig me out, and that's, I was concerned that the Stug was going to come after me in the T-78. And here comes the Stug. I decide to pull up. Then there's the T-78 to take a shot at him. And I probably should have gone around the house the other side. I turn the wrong direction and I go down. I decide to watch the rest of this game. It's 10-10. I want to see if we win it. So the Semavente asks for help. There's no one around. I think he has a 3-round clip. Unfortunately, he misses and he goes down. Now we've got only 2. If you look, we only have 2 SPGs and 1 tank destroyer, so it's not looking good for us. The Valentine does have heavy armor in the front and he has cover. So, but the T-78 spots him and decides not to come around the corner. So now I'm thinking that Stug 3B is definitely going to come around the other side. And this is a little amusing what happens here. So first I think, well, they're going to surround him. They have him on both sides, but the T-78 doesn't show back up again. I don't know why. And so the Valentine gets tracked. And I think he gets hit again before he can repair his tracks. And then they go into the B dance. And I think he's got him. Or maybe not. So he gets tracked again. Bro, I am crying. So that's game. I think I did okay in this game. I had 3rd highest damage for a low tier light tank, that's not bad, and 2nd highest experience. Overall, I find these games to be, a lot of fun, and they last a long time, and you really have time to think about what's going on in the game before it's over in 2 minutes.